Okay, welcome back to part two. I originally only really wanted this to have two parts, but then I recorded it in 5 different parts, and then each part is ranges from 15 minutes to 40 minutes, and then even this is at 500 plus speed, 500 to 600 times speed, and because I color over everything, of course, it was really hard to kind of cram it all in, and I think I did cut some parts out. There was one part where I was fumbling for music or references, and I really tried to cut it down so it was only going to be 2 parts, but I was like, I don't know, everybody on YouTube does everything in 10 minutes, so I was like, I gotta do a 10-minute thing, and I'm sure you can do it longer. I just wasn't sure. I don't know, this is the first time I'm doing a voiceover and a 3-part thing, and just cut me some slack, man. I'll figure it out for next time. We'll figure it out. So let's see, what are we doing? I saved it. That's good. I'm glad I saved it. I think at this point I had been drawing for an hour and a bit, and I only just saved it for the first time then, which, I've had a couple times where images have gotten just absolutely corrupted and destroyed because of my forgetfulness and saving. But you just get so, I don't know, drawn into drawing all these lines over again that by the time you look up at the time, you're like, oh man, it's been 5 hours and I haven't saved once, and it would be a shame if the power suddenly went out, and then it does, and then you go for a long walk around the block and think about your life choices, but that's a story for another time, really. So, okay, where are we at? So we painted the eyes. Is this where I start painting the eyes? Yeah, I kind of added some blush to the face earlier on. I think that was in part 1. Obviously, this is part 2, so that was in the other video if you haven't seen it, where I draw the lines. But yeah, so I'm fixing up her face a little bit. I added her eyeshadow, which was kind of fun. Her mouth is gonna be gone soon. Just you wait. Added in her eyes. I was like, oh, it's cute. Just kidding. Let's color it over black and then redo it. And then I just did an eye tutorial on Tumblr about how to draw eyes. So I was kind of following that steps if you're curious as to what I'm doing. But, usually it's base color, put in a dark color, put in a light color, add 3 billion eye shines, and then you call it a day. I added some pink in there. Oh, you can see me changing my music again. I thought I cut that out, but I guess I forgot to cut that part out. Then I was working on her little pointy crown thing. A common thing I've noticed, watching back these clips, is that every time I draw her little crown thing, I go a little bit too far down. It goes onto her forehead, and then it takes me 20 minutes to realize that it's there and fix it, but do I fix it? Nope, still not fixing it. I'm just doing the hair now. I really like painting over the hair. It's probably my favorite part. Just because it's so, I don't know, I like doing flowy lines and wiggles, and sometimes it's too much and sometimes it's not enough, and adding in random colors, her hair is supposed to be purple, but I add in the kind of reddy pink color and the blues, and, just have fun with it, man. That's kind of fun. I repeat myself. It's really weird watching myself draw while talking over it. Oh, I added the blue to the crown. And I forgot about her earrings, because every time I looked at the reference picture, I swear I saw a new element that I just had forgotten about before, and I was like, dang it, how am I going to fit this in here? So, I added in her earrings, and then the wings. I was like, these are lame wings. I'm going to, cut them out and redraw them. But first I had to fix the hair, which I do not like what I did there. That was just one little flip too many. I should know better, but alas, I fixed the other parts and erased them promptly afterwards because it's on another layer, and I'm like, yeah, okay, now we're gonna do this wing. So I kind of draw it quickly in its little, wing shape, completely wrong to the reference, but there's a lot of details in that. which, I mean, I shouldn't complain about. Details are good. Details make art really interesting and really cool because you're looking at it and you're like, whoa, they thought it out. They thought about how, like, these machine parts work and how they fit together, and do some lines. Mistake here, because I like to talk, I guess, about your mistakes afterwards, because that's how you kind of reflect on them, I drew that wing with kind of a line art thing, and then I colored it in, and I put it behind it and kind of looked at it again and realized that her lines are so thick, because I do color over top of them, that the wing was really thin lines, so it looked kind of weird. Oh man, this arm, watching it now in particular was just so frustrating. There's just so much work that I put into it. So I tried to color it all cool, and then I ended up not liking that because I tried to draw it like it is in the picture, but I thought it looked weird. So I kind of skipped a part there. I had like paused it and then just made her arm completely skin colored if she had nothing on it, because I needed to like kind of redraw it and rethink it. And the glove situation was just kind of complicating it, but realistically this was a bad idea because I have to draw the colors over top of it later, and because her arm is now arm colored, I kind of had to recolor lines, and anyone knows that this is all one layer, by the way, if you can't tell, except for the wing. The wing's on a second layer. And then I was like, I know, let's add some light shine there to her hand, and she'll be blasting her healing magic. Although I think she has a staff or something. Okay, easily distracted, but yeah, her arm later. We'll talk about that later. It gets kind of messed up a little bit. Sometimes when I'm coloring over hair, I do it at kind of a distance, so now you can kind of see it close up what I do. I kind of make these fun, wiggly shapes, and then with the one color, and then I take kind of a black to add lines around it as if it's like, ooh, she did thick line art, and then actually, no, it was a ruse. I just made the lines over my colors to, I don't know, make my life harder, to just have fun with it, to just, art's complicated. Fixing up the wing again, so at least I added in some thick lines there, so it kind of matched better, because I think I was saying before I made the lines too thin, so it looks kind of weird in, you know, you're looking at the main figure, Mercy, and she's got like these thick lines around her, and then her wings have these tiny little, you know, lines that actually make sense. Back to working on that belt and that bottom part of the skirt. I think my mantra sometimes is just keep adding lines until you like it. So I don't even think that's what the skirt looks like at all. Of course, trying to find references of her outfit was a little difficult. Because I think you can see on the side was the only full body shot I could find, and she's not really facing the camera. She's kind of sideways, but I guess my picture's kind of sideways, so theoretically, you know, it should be fine. But, you know, it's just kind of how it worked out. I added some shadows there finally, because she just had pure skin color for a while there. Is this where I start tackling the arm again? Kind of like redrawing it. Again, I should have just done like lines maybe over top of it, and then I could have colored on a different layer, and then I would have had more control over it, but I just was like, nah, skin color's fine. It'll be fine. I'll figure it out as I go along, which, you know, I did, but it was a process. So, yeah, I mean, hands are always fun to draw, right? Like, I think that one looks maybe a little funny, but, you know, you can't win every battle. You can't draw every hand perfectly. You can, however, try and fix your mistakes with one color, realize it looks kind of weird, and then play with color effects for 10 minutes, and then delete it all and try again. And then I think I just actually clicked straight up the skin color and colored over top of it, because when in doubt, keep coloring over top of things. And then I tried to add some colors and some effects, and then literally I played with the colors, I think, on the hand and the arm for like 3 billion years. Not even to exaggerate in the slightest, of course. Oh boy, I think actually, if I remember, the blue hand means we're almost at the end too. So there's a part 3 video. I'm going to try not to speak all the way to the end this time, but I will talk to you in part 3 when we get there. I don't remember how long this video is. I played with the wing a little bit. Okay, bye.